a type of language that you would use for actually making games. Unless you're using something like Unity, it's not meant for using games. So let's get into it. I also want to say one more thing. The only reason that this is going to work is because you write down every single possibility that is able to happen. So we can delete that line of code. So we're going to need to add some things onto this. Okay, I've written everything down. Okay, so we're going to be using, if I remember how to spell using. So we're going to be using system dot collections dot generic. So this is what's gonna help with picking all of our answers, I believe. Using system dot text. So this is what's gonna help read the text. So using system dot linq, which I believe, I actually don't know what that does. Using system dot threading dot task. Okay, so that's all we're going to be using. If we were making a iOS application, we would add using system.iukit, I believe. But since we're not making a mobile game, we're making something that you're able to run on your computer. So this is the name of your program. This is your program's class, which is what these two brackets are for. I have no idea what this does, but you know, it's never bothered me before. Okay, so what I'm making is going to rely heavily on player input and CPU input. So we're going to make a string, which is what's gonna help decide between the two. And then for the player, we're gonna put input player, comma. Why didn't that work? Wait a minute. I'm big dumb, I guess. I think I know why it didn't work. So next we're going to input our CPU, so our computer. And then we're going to put a semicolon at the end, because that's how you end these things. I don't see this working out. Okay, so we're going to make an integer. So it's going to be int. And it's going to be random integer, semicolon. And then that should be correct. Why is it? Just so you know, it should not have the red squigglies under it. Oh wait, I'm gonna quickly actually end the stream because I'm not playing Roblox. So yeah, talk to you guys later. How do I end stream? Oh. should be back. I believe I'm back and ready. Okay. So, made a string that's gonna pick between the player and the CPU. It's not working. Give me a second. Just stand by. Okay, so I input the string player and CPU. Bum 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 bum. So I guess next we'll implement our bool, which is gonna say, hey, if you picked this, this will happen. And right now we're gonna tell that to play again, if I can spell again, equals true, so it'll work. And then we'll play again. Now put our semicolon. Oh wait, no, we're not gonna semicolon this. We're gonna use brackets this time. So we're gonna use brackets so it'll be neatly put together. And so we know while play again, it's going to reset when we play again. So it'll reset when we say, okay, yeah, we'll play again. I didn't spell again correctly. I still didn't spell again correctly. Again, okay. Again. I don't know what's wrong up here. I am very unhappy though. It's making me go crazy. Okay. Is anybody watching the stream at all? Yeah, who's watching the stream? Probably just me, myself, and I. Okay. So, let's get back to this. So we're gonna put an integer in, and it's gonna say, you can do this. It's not gonna say you can do this, but integer, so we're gonna start score of the player is equal to 0. semicolon, and then I think you know what we're gonna do next. We're gonna add an integer of the score for the CPU. We're gonna set that to 0. So everything is set to 0 as of right now. Is there not supposed to be spaces? That's how you fix a problem. Okay. And then what? Hey, my microphone's been muted for the whole time. I know, I'm super smart, but my microphone has been muted for the whole time. I will walk you through what I just said. So, I don't know if you heard this. The string, it's gonna go through this. Okay, if the player input something correct, the player gets a score. If the CPU wins, you know, the CPU gets a score, but it's a random integer, so it'll go between one of these two. A bool, so, later when we add the command play again, it's gonna say, okay, yeah, sure, you can play again. And the integers are gonna be what, okay, so the player's score is gonna be set at 0 at the beginning, the CPU's score is gonna be set to 0, or the computer's score is gonna be set to 0. Lots of words. So okay, so then we go down here and we add something. We add our how we know it's gonna win, how we know who's gonna win. So we're gonna put wow, score, player, greater than, I think that sign is, if I can find it on my keyboard. No space, I need a space. Greater than 3, and score CPU is greater than, why is it up there? Score CPU is greater than 3. I forgot to put a space right here. Nope. There we go. Bang, bang, bang. Okay. So, we don't close this off with a semicolon because this is not a complete statement. You need to add more to this because you can't just leave it at, okay, you have 0 points and then mysteriously you have 3. You have to have a way that the console knows that you're gonna put, or what your score input is gonna be. So we're gonna put brackets. We're gonna make it so that, so here's what the console's gonna tell us. So we're gonna write console dot write line and then we're gonna write the line. We're gonna be like, okay, it's gonna say what we're gonna choose between. I don't think I quite told you what we're gonna be playing. We're gonna be playing rock, paper, scissors. I mean, we need to, I'm sorry, my family wants to watch this dumb show called Gravity Falls. I don't want to offend any of you, but I don't like Gravity Falls. It's bad. Okay, so we're gonna be playing rock, paper, scissors, except I used to watch a show called The Big Bang Theory, and they had something a little different. It was rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. So it's a little different. So we're gonna write choose between rock, paper, scissors, lizard, and Spock. Okay, and nobody's watching this, but if anybody, what am I saying? If anybody's following along, nobody's watching this. If anybody's following along, you can take out Lizard and Spock, and it'll work just as fine. Okay. I'll tell you what other parts you can cut out. Here, I'll just leave a note right here. Okay, so this is a note for anybody who's following along. At the end of this, when this is all made working, which I can tell you is not going to be tonight. It's going to take a little bit. So we're going to expand this so we have some space. We're going to put a colon because, you know, I don't care at all for how things are done. Actually, I'll put a colon right here. I want to.
Time, baby!
So for this, since it is a complete statement, we're going to put a semicolon there, and then we're going to write the player input. So we're going to put input player is equal console dot read mine so I will put this get back into coding. So input player read line. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go and fix this. Don't know why that's here. What you say?
It's my way of toying with your mind.
Okay. And it's my parents in the background. Okay, so that seemed to be the only problem. Okay, let's get into more coding. So we're gonna code until we get to an if statement. So I'll explain to you once we get to that if statement. So we've got player input. Okay, input. So we're gonna input player equals input player sorry to upper.
Are you ready for it?
Bam. So I've got a random
But you were ready to watch another one.
integer equals
How can this not have any ingredients on it whatsoever?
random dot next
You gonna show us you come back down then?
one for
Who goes far, but I told you I was
bam
gonna watch this
bam.
one instead.
40 meg?
Okay, so the reason that
Ask Jonah if he
this
knows
is
what
wrong.
high
Oh great. 1 second. Beep beep break.